I spoke with the President of South Africa, who sought me out to speak with me on this matter because of their involvement in Eastern Congo. And he's also there pretending to be playing a peacemaker role, and he has a force that has been fighting alongside FDLR.
In a bold statement that has sent shockwaves through the eastern region, Rwandan President Paul KAGAME has openly accused several countries of secretly fueling the ongoing war in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. In a recent address, KAGAME did not mince words, calling out South Africa for its alleged involvement in the conflict, accusing them of pretending to be peacekeepers while in reality they are contributing to the escalation of violence.
For the last 2 days, on Monday and today this morning, I spoke with the President of South Africa, who sought me out to speak with me on this matter because of their involvement in Eastern Congo. And he's also there pretending to be playing a peacemaker role, and he has a force that has been fighting alongside FDLR and has been fighting the M23 on the instructions of Tshisekedi, because these are people who are not supposed to be in Congo, that these are from Rwanda, or the M23 are not Rwandans, please. These are Congolese, and one time he accepts it, then another time he says no, part of it is yes, and then the other part is from Rwanda, and these are the. He keeps on going. And how do we, leaders of our own countries, accept this to go on forever and just accept that we shall be manipulated by Tshisekedi or whoever is supporting him? And South Africa dares even issue threats about what is likely to happen after that, and so on and so forth. Of course, we will see what threats they are talking about. Maybe they should have done that exactly for which they have been issuing threats. They should have done it to clean up the mess in Eastern Congo, or to fight back those who have been trying to clean up the mess. So then you have the whole international community just confused. They talked about Rwanda, they talked about the Nairobi process. Honestly, even here, maybe you will help me understand what all this means. The processes became an end in themselves, and the people leading these processes became more important than the results of the processes. The Nairobi process became a whole process. Then the Rwanda process, it's like you can't say anything that will displease President Lorenzo. Definitely, this does not help deal with such a serious matters as we are faced with today.
KAGAME, who has long been criticized for his role in the DRC conflict, vehemently denied any responsibility for the war, a claim he has consistently rejected. However, in his latest remarks, he directed harsh criticism towards neighboring Eastern African nations, accusing them of staying silent until the war had already reached its boiling point. He condemned these countries for their apparent indifference and their failure to take proactive measures when the situation was still manageable.
But before that, let me raise a couple of questions maybe to guide us. I don't know if that is possible. One, is there anybody among us who did not see this coming? I for one, I saw it coming, to be where we are now. And by this I want to also ask, as the East African community, what did we want from the beginning? Or what did we do about that? What are we doing now? And what do we want to do for where we want to go? If it is talking about problems and defining them, and I think we have been very eloquent. We have talked about all kinds of things. But when do we match what we are saying and what we are doing so that we get to what we want? When do we come to that? I haven't seen it. President, I asked last time in our meeting, the last summit, where is East African community, or does it exist? And exist for what? We are on one hand assuming or pretending we are coming together over an issue and trying to find a solution, while at the same time each country is pulling in its own direction, different from the others. This is the fact of the matter. Now, but even if we were doing everything right, all of us, nothing is going to come out of it until those mainly concerned are also part of it and participating and contributing to the success of the process through which they are getting the support. But if the parties decide or accept to be manipulated, because, and by the way, that's exactly what happened. And I think in Congo, there are experts for doing that. They would go to one party and promise them something, and then they would decide to keep quiet about what is obviously going to result into problems like we are seeing now. Or like he did, he didn't want East African community because they were not doing things the way he wanted, even if it was not right.
Rwandan leaders' comments have sparked intense debate, with many questioning the motives behind the involvement of regional powers and the effectiveness of international efforts to resolve the crisis. The KAGAME's bombshell revelation have shifted the spotlight onto the broader geopolitical dynamics at play, leaving many to wonder whether the true sources of the conflict are being deliberately concealed. As the war in the DRC continues to devastate the region, KAGAME's latest remarks have raised serious concerns about the role of foreign powers in perpetuating the instability. In the coming days, there will likely be increased scrutiny on the actions of Southern Africa and other nations implicated by the Rwandan president, as well as a renewed call for the greater accountability and transparency in addressing the DRC crisis. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this developing story. This is Stephen, GC News.